I'll give you a clue. It was Grimsby.
They are pressing quite well. What's happened there? You've got to be joking.
Oh, sorry, I've done it the wrong way around. I've drawn an arrow. I haven't seen. Sorry.
He must have a horseshoe up his arse.
If we're playing on professional and that's happening for Barcelona...
2 years ago. Sorry about that.
I'm sorry, that's just put me off the game. I'm not having that.
Anyway, segue, moving on.
What has that got to do with football? Why is that at a football ground?
Hello and welcome to a brand new ramble from the Honest Football Podcast, where we bring honesty back to the beautiful game. I'm Daniel Cody, and with me as usual are Charlie Betts and Craig Savage.
Yes, that's right. We're going to delve in and out of some weird and wonderful stories of the footballing world and beyond.
Yes, we can delve into our week. How's it been?
Not too bad. I should warn the viewers before we start that I'm in a bit of a food coma this afternoon, so I apologise if I fall asleep. And the other reason for that, obviously, is we did start 20 minutes ago. Charlie has finally hashed together that half a sentence that you call the second part of the intro.
So you said you were...
You wouldn't believe how many... Well, these two would believe, but you wouldn't believe how many takes it was to get one scripted sentence out.
6 words, all you needed. But you said you were in a food coma. What did you have for lunch?
We went to a local restaurant for lunch. I had a lovely, huge burger and chips, followed by the biggest slab of cherry cheesecake you will ever find.
No profiteroles.
No profiteroles.
That's
No. However,
Oh.
the reason I'm not in a complete food coma is because of the disappointment of the dairy milk.
I was going to say,
yes. Good segue.
That's been the question on everyone's lips. And I generally had someone at work ask who listened to the podcast about your advent calendar exploits.
I promised a weekly update. I'm going to deliver a weekly update. I've put together I was going to say a montage, that's not the right word, a collage of the last 7 days, which will come out after this podcast with the last 7 on. So during this week, obviously I've been tweeting you guys daily with some updates. We had the one after was absolutely spot on from Charlie Betts. He gets off camera. Nativity scene, and it was basically what we established to be possibly a door from a nativity scene.
Yeah, which I thought, given the advent calendar, was quite early to be throwing that one out as well. When you consider that nativity is celebrated on the 25th, that must have been what, the 10th?
Yeah, but
earlier, 8th or 9th. Yeah.
But what we got to remember, this is a Premier League advent calendar, not.
Well, then we had a shooting
Christmas.
Start. The one that got me, there's one that we got any closer to actually working out what it actually is.
Yes, there was a bit of a weird one. And we did have a weird stage in the middle of the week where we went through some animals.
Yes.
And what I liked particularly is the first one of those 2 animals was a cow, and they'd even carved into the chocolate below a little bit of grass.
It's all football related.
Yeah, I was about to say,
football related.
The shooting star today was the first one that I would associate with either football or a football logo or something like that. But Premier League, no. So continues to be disappointment, but it's the this week I've got a little rant about the small print. Sorry.
Well, just before you go any further, I've had one question from a mutual friend of ours, Mr. Andrew Green, who'll be listening to this.
Hello.
Have you eaten that Stollen again?
I haven't bought another one this week, but we will be lining up in Asda for one for Christmas week. If I had one this week, I've lost £4 this week, and that'll be going back on in that reef cake next week.
I thought you meant money.
No.
Oh, go on, yeah.
So yes,
where's your small print?
I've been reading the small print because obviously we had a little bit of concern last week. You mentioned, are they all solid chocolate? And I said yes.
Yeah.
But obviously one of the updates I had in the week for you guys is that had ended.
Yes,
and
you
now
did.
I looked on the back for the small print of this dairy milk advent calendar. Dairy milk we all know to be
it's just chocolate.
Milk chocolate. Because if you wanted white chocolate, you'd have a Dream. If you wanted dark chocolate,
is Dream still going?
Don't know, but that's what they used to do.
Is it Bourneville,
which is it's only around the corner.
And if you wanted to put fruit and nuts in it, you'd call it fruit and nut, wouldn't you?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so that was a very poor segue, by the way.
No, Bourneville's around the corner from Cadbury.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Where Cadbury was.
I think we're around the corner from here.
Why would it be around the corner?
I have no idea. Okay, I don't know.
It's in the shop around the corner.
Let's move on. No one cares.
Print,
no one cares. The small print, right? I checked. It said dairy milk, big letters on the back, 39% milk chocolate or whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
And then in tiny print underneath, vanilla cream filling.
Oh.
See,
I was livid.
If there's going to be a filling, I would have expected caramel at a push, not vanilla cream.
But obviously I bit into one, and I think it was the day one of the bigger ones popped up, and I bit into it and took it in half a bite instead, and there was a big huge vanilla cream filling there. This tastes horrible.
Is this
for luxury?
Is this the Oreo one?
No, because that's what I was about to say. Like,
it's just vanilla cream filling. That's literally its description on the back of the calendar.
Because if there was caramel, you get a dairy milk caramel bar, don't you?
You get a dairy milk whole nut, a fruit nut.
But
they can't be in there.
I don't know of a dairy milk vanilla cream bar. You know, like is in like where there's a caramel bar.
It's
I've
not
heard of that before.
No.
So
bollocks.
So furious.
Cadbury's, come on.
I mean, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna be moving solely to Nestle in January at this rate. So
Galaxies are back.
Galaxies are back.
Yeah.
Let's move on. How have your weeks been?
Well, I've also had a food problem. So choosing after my training.
Have you actually gone back to work?
Not yet. Next
Oh, right,
week.
no,
Next
sorry.
week, people. Next week.
You'll have lots of food problems then. You won't remember where any of the shelves are in Sainsbury's, will you, mate?
No, I did pop in there earlier today. I'm like, what is this? What is this? What is this? No, I finished my training session. Thought I'll get a takeaway and I ordered myself a Domino's pizza. So I did it on the Domino's app on my phone. I was like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So I've driven down to
very descriptive as always.
Yeah. Driven down to Domino's in the town centre. Got there. I was like, this is my order. The guy's like, no, it's not. I went, clearly it is. You can see it. And they're gone, mate, this is not the right Domino's. This is the Domino's across town.
You went to the wrong one.
I went to the wrong one. So I'm like,
yes!
I literally went, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
mate.
I'm going now. I was going to the right place. So I literally drove across town to pick up my food.
Did you not think, like, because I know obviously we're not going to share with the viewers, but roughly where you live, did you not think it might be the Domino's closer to your house? Because it generally automatically picks up the closest one to your location.
No, but the location was at the time. It wasn't, obviously, that wasn't the nearest one.
Ah, okay.
So I literally just picked it, went, yeah, that's the one, and thinking it's the town centre one, and it's the one that's north.
It leads back to our question of the day last week, if anyone didn't stick around to the end, which is you need to learn to both read, listen, and just interpret the rules in their actual sense, rather than the sense you want them to be true.
And all I'm going to say on that is, hashtag, where's the fair?
No. My week was the only highlight of my week was I dressed up as Santa for an afternoon.
we saw.
I did send a couple of pictures, which is okay for about 15 minutes, but
it's not.
beyond
It's
that,
not good.
it's not much more.
Did
you weren't
enjoy
sporting it well?
No. Well, no. The thing was,
how was your knee afterwards?
My knee was right. No, the thing was, I had a blue shirt, like a buttoned shirt underneath, but the Santa costume didn't quite fit me. So I think I gave the game away a little bit because occasionally my blue cuff would just protrude out of the Santa suit.
Hold on
and
a
I
minute.
did hear a couple of the infant kids go, "He's got a blue shirt. He's wearing a blue shirt." And then I thought they'd rumbled me. So I think I wasn't very convinced. I'm probably as convincing as Santa as I am actually a podcaster.
You can roll the sleeves up.
No, I know that, but I didn't realise that. It was too late, and then if Santa starts rolling his sleeves up, there's questions.
That is what you call a schoolboy error.
And that's how much research these guys put into their actual jobs.
I don't dress up in mine. No. My job.
No.
And now it's time for Ramble of the Week. So we're going to today talk about, obviously last week we spoke about Chester City in the documentary.
Yeah.
Now a new side has got a documentary come out.
Oh gosh, I saw this.
Which is now out on Netflix as of today. Sunderland Till I Die. So it's talking about Sunderland being relegated from the Premier League all the way down to League One.
They filmed the year they got relegated from the Championship under Chris Coleman, and they filmed like the warts and all sort of stuff about it. But I mean, I've watched quite a few of these, and they've never ever gone well. Like apart from the Man City one, is the only one that's got.
Is that the only one that's actually gone really well?
Yeah, that's the only one that's got
the only one that's ended in success.
I was about to say, pretty much all of them have ended when someone's got relegated. So I don't know, maybe it's a curse, or maybe teams who are on the verge of getting relegated think get a bit of extra money because we know we're going to lose on the revenue. I don't know, but yeah, go on, Craig.
But you think like, why did Netflix pick them? Of all the clubs, you could have picked like a Forest Green, for example, what they're like.
Forest Green have 2,000 fans. Sunderland have 50.
Yeah, I know.
That's the pure.
But the same thing with Chester City.
But you think from Sunderland's perspective, you've got two camps of people who watch it. You've got Sunderland fans who want to watch it to find out what the fuck happened to their club,
and you've got every other fan.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, particularly in the North East though, where you've got quite fierce rivalries. There'll be a massive Newcastle probably contingent and Middlesbrough teams like that, fans who want to watch it to basically laugh at them and look at the joke.
The Chester City one basically.
Well, this was Chester City was 2000.
Yeah, well, you think the novelty of that one was the fact that it was an American owner, so you're going to get a certain viewership of that and all of that. So yeah, I think it's a stupid thing to do. I think
it's just come out. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm intrigued to see what happens.
Yeah,
we all know the story. What happens to them? They got relegated to League One, but it's the inside behind the story that's interesting.
My very limited reading of it, I think they learned a lot from these 90s documentaries that we've spoken about. Where in those ones, you got in the change rooms, you can see the team talks, you can see the bust-ups. My understanding of this is a bit more like the Man City one, where those elements are hidden, a bit more sanitised, and it's more about board meetings and stuff. Which, in the grand scheme of things, no one really.
Some stuff in the Man City change room, though.
No, but you know what I mean. No, but we want to see bust-ups. You want to see,
yeah.
In ones that end in failure, what is the point of not seeing the arguments? Because
Yeah,
that's the only
exactly,
reason
yeah.
they're there.
For a
I'm
club
not
that's
gonna.
failed.
I'm not going to dignify it with watching, and it's pissed me off already.
Oh, there we go. It's only
Thanks,
the
Craig,
first
nice
topic
start.
of the day, and he's pissed off.
Should we move on?
I think we should move on. So
So still in
off.
the Football League, I don't know if you saw the Peterborough's chairman,
I have.
Dara McAntony, if I pronounced that right, I don't
Yes,
know.
yeah.
He basically
Dara.
is suggesting, suggesting because of the way that
The loan system.
Premier League players, even second string Premier League players, are on such high wages,
Yes.
that the lower league clubs are struggling to afford to even get them in on loan because of the cost of the wages.
Correct.
So what he's suggesting is an NFL style draft.
Yes.
I don't. You haven't read
You
this,
haven't
have
read this, haven't you? I have.
I've been swept under my desk all week,
Okay.
and I am quite glad based on some of the shit I've heard already.
So he wants-
Basically, what he's saying is that all 20 Premier League clubs choose 5 players who would be available for like an NFL style draft, and the
they all meet up at Wembley,
yeah,
live on TV.
and basically
then
you
they-
choose 2
And then
players.
they give the players numbers and they put them down the left side of the screen to give everything away.
but they choose 2 players. So each EFL club
From League 1 and League 2 only.
choose 2 players from that list.
And then what happens to the other 4?
Well, I didn't get that far.
Does it work out the math?
I don't
No,
know.
There's
because-
48 clubs.
No.
You're asking 20 Premier League teams to put 5 players in. That's 100 players for 96 positions. So 4 players aren't
48
going to get
clubs.
picked. It's going to be like that situation at school with the no kid left behind, isn't
Well,
it?
tough. They don't.
They go back.
And
So
They go back.
wouldn't the Premier League teams, like, just thinking politically, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because the Premier League teams will pick 5 players who are on lower wages and just say, well, they can go. And then you still have
Yeah.
the same problem with the higher wage players because they'll say,
Yeah, but
well,
it
we're
depends
filling
on
up
if the
quota.
Premier League players, Premier League teams will still pay for their wages.
It doesn't work. The Premier League clubs own the players. It's the ownership rules and the way that young players are transferred which needs to change. And again, I'm pissed off. I'm in a foul
2-2.
I'm in a
We
foul
are on
mood.
a roll.
yeah, there's no legs in it. I think it's. I can see
interesting.
his point though. I can see. I'm not saying that's the right way to go about it.
Is
I
it-
can see his point. That
is it-
he's given an example here that they were quoted for a 19-year-old from a Premier League club, $6,000 a week for 52 weeks. Bear in mind the season's only 40 weeks as well. You know.
Agreed, that's a problem, but I didn't hear him saying anything about that when all of the signings they were making from the National League were working out.
No,
it only
true.
seems to be that now they've sort of dried up a little bit in the last couple of years and he's had to go bigger for players,
Yeah.
you know, like the likes of Jason Cummings and
Yeah,
things
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. And now suddenly there needs to be a quota.
Yeah, no, agreed. No.
So,
agreed.
for example,
But I
if
can
his,
see not
if
just
his
him
team,
specifically, but you know, League 1 and 2 teams, it must be hard if you want to get players in on.
if
loan
his
and
team
stuff
gets
like
promoted to the Championship for like end of the season, he's going to lose out then. So
Yeah.
it doesn't really work for him.
I don't understand it, and
I
you
can
know,
see his point. I don't agree
it's
with
not
it.
the right way to
that.
solve
Talking
it.
of loans, a little segue here. Have you seen what's going on at Wycombe at the minute? 4 goalkeepers in, I think, 5 weeks because they've been getting goalkeepers on emergency loans.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
they're in a, you going to talk about?
No, I had a lone goalkeeper because obviously from my football manager name, Alex Bassett, Torquay United.
Yeah.
Absolute legend for me there. But he's been recalled by Portsmouth this week, and I
Yeah.
just wanted to say I hope he gets a chance in the first team.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he's been a legend for me in virtual reality as such, and
Well,
I hope he does the same in real life.
Speaking of Portsmouth, did you see the goal line clearance from the Portsmouth Charlton game?
I didn't.
The Portsmouth player just smashed it out of the Charlton player's face on the line. It's a great clearance. It just obviously didn't
No
do anything.
intent to clear the ball.
So, but he's gone down injured. So all the Portsmouth players are like, "What? Get out!" It's like they're claiming handball to start with, and little handbags kicks off. The guy's down on his face, pissing down with blood. But I thought it was a great clearance, and well done Charlton with that victory, by the way, as well.
Just one more really quick story. Did you know that Championship club Middlesbrough are the first club to allow breastfeeding in their
I
stadium?
did see this, and good for
Nothing
them.
wrong with
There you
that.
go. Anyway,
nothing
carry
wrong
on.
with
Carry on.
Do you want to start this, Craig, or shall I have a run? I've got a couple lined up, so.
I'm going to talk about the FA Cup third round. Obviously, they picked the TVs, BT Sport and the BBC, but
Which we briefly touched on last week.
there's only 10 games out of the 32 that's going to be shown at 3 o'clock
And I know one of them
on the
isn't.
Saturday. One of them is not the team that you want to go and watch Luton Town because they're playing at Hartwell, which is
Well,
live on TV overseas.
So what is because it said for international ball because obviously Luton
Yes.
can't be the
So-
only game that's up for that over
so-
that weekend. So what is an international
So
ball?
the FA have signed a new £820 million overseas TV contract.
Let's call it
Which is-
you know how they had the power play scheme for the kids' football? Let's
Yes.
call this the fan shafting procedure. Carry on.
Which Cody would rant about now. But so that is contributed to the number of changes for obviously all these fixtures.
Yeah.
12 games, isn't it? 7 and 5.
So one game's on the Friday, 5 are at 5:30 on a Saturday, 8 ties on the Sunday, and
It's
1
just
on Monday.
ridiculous,
And
isn't it?
7 at 12:45. You missed that.
7
as well.
at 7 at 12:45 on Sunday.
So that's
sorry,
12?
7.
12 ties on the Saturday.
Sorry,
They moved for
10
international.
10 games on at 3 p.m.
And people say about the magic of the FA Cup going, and I don't necessarily agree with that, but you can see how it does get diluted.
It's the FA Cup third round. It's the big day. Everyone talks about it. 3 o'clock kickoff. That's where you get people up down the country. You see them at services. You mingle with other team fans.
You're
get
planning
buzz
on going. I mean,
you went all the way to Sheffield.
We mentioned it in a rant a few weeks ago about the FA Cup final not being at 3 o'clock, and because of international broadcasting. And do they move other finals for us in other countries, which they don't? Charlie's just dying over in the corner, so please accept our apologies for it.
Yeah, I apologise for ill-stricken Charlie.
Charlie's back with us. He's come back from the
dead. He's alive and kicking.
You're like Tyson Fury, mate, aren't you?
Yeah,
He's just waiting off the camera.
He was the Undertaker for a second.
So obviously the Luton game's been moved to 12:45. There's plans to go up there, and obviously because it was announced on Monday, the international ties, the international TV ties, where it had been moved.
Yes,
it was announced on Monday. But obviously the train tickets, based on how many weeks in advance the prices go up, they reset at Monday midnight.
Right.
Yeah.
So the TV ties were announced 12 hours after the prices reset.
Yeah. So you can't.
So I've had to book an extra day, like Friday to Monday.
Yeah.
To be able to afford it, because the Sunday rail prices are extortionate, and up north there's continuing engineering works and strikes over a long going period, and that means then a hotel night, or luckily for me I've got a friend I can stay with for some of the nights.
There'll be thousands of
and then hunting for different things to do over the weekend, and it just seems like the common fan in the UK has been shafted, and all they're going to talk about that weekend is why people aren't at the games, why the stadiums half empty.
Exactly.
They're going to talk about Reading beat Man United in the FA Cup third round.
Fair play to Sheffield Wednesday. They've put the tickets down a little bit. They're not so bad, £15 or £12 based on whether you're a season ticket holder or not. But it doesn't change the point that once you put in the 2 train tickets and a night in a hotel, because most people aren't going to get up at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock to go up there in the Sunday morning, you're talking about a £100 round trip.
And the one that gets me is Matt games have moved to a Sunday as well. I don't mind Sunday football, but when you've got that volume, many games, like you say,
2 p.m.
transport over the New Year period.
Exactly that, and that's the point. Excuse me, that's the point. Is that on a Sunday, people have obviously got work next day, so they might be able to book a day off of holiday, but just after Christmas, I don't think.
Well, I've had to book the Friday off now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I just don't think it's been thought through at all. But all the time they're making 820 million, are they going to change it?
820 million.
No, but are they going to change it? No,
of course not, because you just got 820 mil.
Well, no one in grassroots has got it, have they?
No.
The prize money's increased for per tie, per round.
Yeah, but that's only good for the lower league sides.
Agreed.
And the other thing that's increased exponentially is the TV money for teams that are on TV, and they keep picking Manchester United, no matter who they've got. So how does it help lower league football? Yeah. Because the non-league teams like Barnet, who have got a great tie at Sheffield United, aren't on TV.
No,
they're sitting watching United Reading 2 hours earlier.
That's next day actually.
Well, I've just had enough of it.
But
I've had enough of it.
I was just thinking, because it's shown live internationally, do Luton and Sheffield Wednesday get the money?
They do, but the international rights, if I'm right, is about 6,000 at most between the 2 teams.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that would change by now.
The TV money is 67 or 68,000 per club,
That's bad, isn't it? That's really
it's
bad.
a huge difference, and they couldn't even afford to pay the fans back for that. So, rant over for that one, and that's not even one of my 2 rants.
3 from 4.
Let's move on to a rant quickly. I've got 2 to go through today, but I'm going to start with one that's a bit of a modern one from last night. So I was
last
watching,
night, as in Thursday night.
Yes, it's about a Premier League team or a player that was playing for a Premier League team, but I want to link it more roundly to something in grassroots that we've talked about for a long time and player development. So,
first of all, speaking of Thursday night, Rangers are not playing Thursday nights anymore.
Let it go.
Just saying.
They did very well. Craig's still got a problem with them,
They didn't do very well.
You're like the Daily Record with bloody Celtic because they hate them, and you're doing the same with Rangers.
How can they say they've done well? They didn't do well. They got eliminated.
Yeah, you got to. We're going on a complete talk. We'll get to you in a minute. You've got to look at where they were. Obviously been for quite a lot of time. The squad that he's got getting into Europe is. It's not Rangers 15 years ago. That's
I agree on that, but they should have beaten Spartak Moscow home and away.
Yeah, but they won't play.
It's a good return.
Just saying.
If anything, you should.
And plus, Celtic got extremely lucky.
If there's anything, you should be battering their domestic form, not the
Yeah,
European
exactly.
form, where they've done incredibly well.
Losing to Livingston, that's more of an issue.
Yeah, that's still bad, Rangers.
But moving on to the Europa League, I wanted to talk about Arsenal's game last night.
Yes.
Not the game specifically, but one youngster, Bukayo Saka, I think his name
Yes.
is, who was obviously getting rave reviews from the game.
I heard he done very well.
He did. He played really well. He oozed confidence. He looked like a proper talent. However, we've mentioned it before about players who they have one good game and every English talent gets talked up by the media. And this was none more so the case than Michael Owen last night. Obviously not renowned for being the best pundit in the world.
I get annoyed because on his Twitter account, his first and his last name are not spelled with a capital letter, and that really pisses me off.
Very upsetting.
A man who's got that many
Punctuality
followers
there,
should grammatically should at least have his name spelled grammatically correct. Anyway,
couldn't agree more. But Michael Owen, within 30 minutes of the end of this game, well, let's be honest, it was an underwhelming 1-0 win against Karabag. It wasn't the best game. He did stand out, but it was against,
not a strong opposition.
Not a strong opposition. Players that are earning sort of 2-3 grand a week at most, things like that. Okay. He compared Arsenal prospect Bukayo Saka to Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, God. Michael.
It was his second appearance for the club.
Michael.
His first full 90 minutes. Viewers were impressed, of course they were. He said, he has similarities with Juventus' Ronaldo. I've got a quote here. Some of the skill, I watched Ronaldo doing this the other day for Juventus. I mean, don't get too vague, Michael.
Anyone could do the skill.
That's about as vague as Charlie's second part of the intro today.
Yeah, no. I'm in a similar bracket of Michael Owen in terms of ability to talk over a microphone.
In the same paragraph, he looked really nervous at the start of the game. Myself and Martin Keown were both talking about it. He grew into the game.
Yeah.
So he's produced two skills that he reminded him of Cristiano Ronaldo. But we taught these kids up so much. We've talked about it in the podcast various times before. The 15-year-old plays for Rochdale in a Czech Trade Trophy.
Yeah.
Phil Foden, 3 or 4 games. Oh, he's Iniesta. No, he's not.
No.
He's Phil Foden. He's played for... Just let the kids develop.
Yeah.
Stop getting on their backs. Because if you compare him to Ronaldo after 190 minutes, all he can ever be is a disappointment.
Yeah, and that's the thing,
unless he becomes the greatest player of all time. Or the second greatest.
Especially
depending
in
on where
this
you
country,
stand.
it's littered with people like that who fail to live up to...
But let's be honest, he won't be in the squad this weekend.
Absolutely. But my point
And
being...
probably rightly so.
And rightly so.
My point being overall, he develops well, has a great career. Everyone's going to say, well, you compared to Ronaldo when you were 17.
Yeah.
Maybe you've just become a good Premier League player.
No,
How dare you?
Maybe we can put him in the loan draft. And we'll go from
Let him
there.
out, no.
Well, he might be in there next year, eh? But it just really annoyed me. Michael Owen was the culprit on this occasion, but let's be fair, it's not a dig at Michael Owen. Thousands of respected and unrespected pundits have all done it.
Definitely.
Moving on, sorry.
Really quickly, we were talking about earlier about the Football League and money and all of that. I don't know, Chesterfield just published that they lost £1 million last season.
That's a lot of money.
So I've got a few just from there. They basically had to take out a 1.2 million loan. The chairman's put in another 1.3 million, but due to consecutive relegations, etc., they've basically they got
that long unbeaten run didn't help them.
No, exactly. Yeah. To be fair, so
and they beat Salford as well.
They got 1.6 million in 2014 for getting promoted from League 2 to League 1.
Yeah.
Then because they finished 6th in League 1, 84,000.
Did they?
Yeah, in 2014-15.
They were talked about as playoff chasers.
Yeah.
Oh.
15-16, they finished in 18th place, £42,000 they got. Then they got relegated, and this is I couldn't believe the loss on this. They got relegated from League 1, obviously, £500,000. So you get 84 grand for finishing 6th in League 1, but you lose £500,000 for getting relegated. Like
the problem.
I think it's
and then obviously
what they're doing behind the scenes.
Yeah, so then obviously from
the
the going into last season, get relegated from League 2 cost them £1.1 million.
I talk about a genuine issue here that happens with a lot of League 1 and 2 clubs, and even the National League to an extent. After that season where they finished 8th in League 1, a lot of the players obviously would have been negotiating new contracts. And most clubs at that level have a relegation wage drop in the contract and a promotion wage rise, normally somewhere between 20 and 30%.
As you can tell, he's learned this from Football Manager.
But it covers the clubs genuinely. So like 2 relegations in a row, those players will then be earning 50% less if they're on a long contract. That wasn't the case obviously here, where a lot of players, they've gone down 2 divisions, but they're still earning a League 1 wage.
Yeah.
And so many clubs...
that's where you get your loss on,
Yeah, so many clubs have fallen foul of that because you've then got a League 1 expenditure on a wage bill for players who are performing at National League level and taking you down to the National League.
Yeah.
And it's just a bit of a sad situation, and I would have thought business owners would have learnt by now. Keep the clauses
But
in.
I think what worries me a little bit is you look at a club like that. I mean, I don't know, as has been professed, I don't really know a lot about that level of football, but where are you going to recover £1 million from? Really, realistically.
You can't
from there.
Unless you had a massive cup run.
Absolutely. And if you just notice Charlie Bett's voice change, he turned round to the TV because we're watching a Northern Irish Premier League
Yeah,
game.
we're watching Glenarvan v Coleraine.
Coleraine and
Coleraine.
Glenarvan have just scored a beautiful chip over the keeper.
No, it was a cross. It was a cross.
While we're in Northern Ireland, really quickly, Ballymena are in
Lovely segue.
League Cup
You're
final.
on fire tonight.
League Cup final against
Same back
Linfield.
intro.
So the top 2 now playing each other in the League Cup final as well. Ballymena are still top, and they've got Institute tomorrow, which you'd like to think will be another 3 points.
Do you think they're going to win it? Not the cup, but win the league.
I don't know.
Linfield are going to win it, as I predicted in our
You did
pre-season
predict,
prediction show.
you did
What do you think
predict
they're going to win the league?
Yeah, Linfield.
I don't know. I think Ballymena will get a good run. I think they'll qualify for Europe. They'll be second or third.
That'd be nice for them.
I think it'd be good for them, you know. But yeah. So there you go. Anyway,
I'm going to go across the pond, and it was the MLS final.
Oh God! I didn't even entertain looking at this crap.
Don't do American football.
No, I normally don't. But Atlanta United
Myself and Charlie aren't going to comment here.
Atlanta United won. It's only their second season as a team, and they won the whole thing. But it's not them
I will
winning.
say, have you seen how much money got pumped into them?
Oh,
they might have been a second
stadium
season team, but,
their stadium
which is stupid because you have the MLS Cup and then you win your league, but you don't win. Oh, it's fucking shit. Honestly, it doesn't matter.
But the only reason I wanted to talk about it because obviously they had all their celebrations. But do you know where the trophy ended up?
No.
After all the bus parades and that stuff.
Under the bus, like the Real Madrid one?
No, not like the Real Madrid one. The trophy's still going.
Oh, right, okay.
Just about.
In America, that could, I don't know.
Australia.
Yeah, in and out burger chain. Or something
No, it's ended up in a strip club.
I saw this!
So there's a stripper twerking to the MLS Cup, which I thought was absolutely fantastic.
I don't think you can verify those claims.
No, I saw it. It was on Twitter. But
of course you saw it.
Yeah, it was on those,
More than once as well.
those sites. Just to let you know, it was on Twitter. But fair play to Atlanta, put it into a strip club. I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
Oh God, that's.
I think that might have been our first slightly more jovial topic of the day.
Yeah.
Shall I have another rant, or do you want to be more positive?
You just carry on ranting.
No, go on. Because I've only got African stuff left. So
we'll come back to the African Chronicles in
Africa
5
of the
minutes. Okay, so something that Craig is obviously aware of as well is, again, it's a Premier League team, but it's something more generally about kits. Obviously, we mentioned pre-match jackets in recent weeks.
Fucking third kits a long time ago.
Third kits.
Yeah, fourth kits now, mate. Fourth kits.
Kits, digital fourth kits, which will be a midweek rant in the next few weeks. Let me.
I don't know anything about this story, so I'm quite intrigued.
Liverpool have released a new limited edition blackout kit.
All black.
It's their home shirt, but blacked out.
Oh God.
That's including the badge.
So they look like a referee then.
Yeah, it's including the badge, the sponsors, the new badge.
Why?
Hang on. This is going to get better for you. This is going to get better for you. If you don't like third kits, you're going to love this.
They're ridiculous.
You're going to love this. Okay.
It's just trivial, man.
Instead of the logo and everything being printed on,
Oh, no.
it's fully embroidered with the LFC crest and sponsorship logos rather than screen printed. But will you be buying it? Because how much does it cost, Charlie Betts? It costs £75 fucking pounds.
For a shirt that I can't actually see.
And that the players will never bloody wear.
So
I don't
it's just
see an
like, is it
opportunity
casual
for
wear then? What is it? So it's an actual shirt?
It's an actual shirt. Man United have released a fourth kit shirt as well.
Yeah, but that's a digital one, whatever the fuck that is. But
I've seen someone wear it properly.
No, but their players won't wear it.
We're going to rant about that, don't we?
So what?
It looks
So
awful.
hang on.
Terrible.
I'm confused. This is a match day kit that they're going to wear.
Yes, this is the kit that you see.
What limited edition then? What, like FA Cup run or what?
No, limited edition, as in it's limited edition, so you've only got a few weeks to buy it. Quick, go and get it for Christmas.
But
basically.
the team are never going to wear it.
It's not been verified either way. It's just
Fuck.
basically.
So I can essentially go to Primark and get a £2.50 black shirt and basically end up with the same deal.
Yeah.
It's been essentially based on retro designs, which have worked out well. So
what's retro about an all black kit? You look like a referee.
I don't remember any team wearing.
What are they going to do? Black out the numbers so you can't see who it is as well. That is ridiculous.
That's the point.
They have described it as an effortlessly stylish twist.
It was effort from the start.
It's effortless because it's all one colour.
As a sponsor as well. Who sponsors them? Standard Chartered.
New Balance.
Oh, New Balance. Sorry.
The kit
Yeah, but even, both kit manufacturers.
They're a disgrace.
But surely that's not good for business for them because you can't see what. I mean, that is fucking ridiculous. I get blacked out boots. I get that. Blacked out kit is ridiculous.
The description.
Blacked out boots.
The description that will go with the sale of the shirt will wind you up yet further. The shirt's description says the geometric pattern on the front is inspired by the landmark architecture of the redeveloped main stand.
What?
The redeveloped main stand is
when it's fuck it.
So hold on a minute. So they made the shirt just to incorporate this main stand.
It's all black.
Look, let's be honest.
I don't get it.
Let's be honest. It's all black. There's a reason it's come out a week before Christmas, and it's just going to dupe a few people at £75.
75.
I can't believe that's £75. I mean, we spoke about third kits and the needless thing of them. But
I understand it will cost more than a normal kit in the sense that someone's actually embroidered it, but it's pointless.
But surely, Dan, whatever your expenditure is in embroidery, you're saving it in colour. Like, I don't know a lot, but I imagine black is a fairly standard and cheap cotton. It's not like you want fucking gold lining for it or whatever.
I generally think
this is fucking.
I don't think they ran out the same way.
No, but do you know what I mean?
Get gold, it costs £3.
No, but that's the point. Black should be cheaper. So why is it 75 fucking quid? Honestly,
I generally think they've run out of ink.
I think they've run out of fucking ideas if they put it in all black. To be honest,
what happened? Like their toner exploded. And
Let's
leave it.
You know, like when you're at work and you accidentally print something off in black and white and it was meant to be in colour, and you think
that's what they did.
I might be able to get away with it.
I don't have colour printers in the NHS.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Well, it happens to me
Actually,
quite a
don't
lot.
happen in my
Oh,
style.
mate, that is fucking absurd. Honestly.
Sorry, let's lighten
That's
things up,
brilliant.
lads. Go on.
So, just remember earlier, Cody's had about 4 rants now, and this is that was Charlie's moment. I've got nothing to rant about
and I would
today.
argue he was more animated than I was.
He was
at any time.
very angry.
I've got one I told you so, if you don't mind me going for it. So,
Was it Rangers
Was
going
it
out?
you remember?
Africa?
Yes, well, it's sort of Africa. You remember back in the summer, I got into a bit of a spat with some people about the pointless story of Yaya Toure going to Olympiakos.
I think we agreed on this.
Yeah, hang on. Yeah, no, we agreed with it, but I got in an argument with people over Twitter, and they were saying, no, it's a really important news story, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yes.
And for once and only once in my probably footballing life, I've actually got something right. I said this is just a quick way to earn money, and he'll be out the door before Christmas. Lo and behold,
He's
left the
out
club
of the
already.
club. And guess where he's going? He's going to West Ham.
It probably is, but the point being is that it was completely for the club to sell a few shirts, you can go back for the Twitter. I even said that
Yeah.
purely to sell shirts. Got no interest in playing football there. I think he made what
5
2?
games? 5 games?
Yeah,
Last 5 games?
yeah, 2, 4. Where are we?
5, 6.
Oh, Charlie's lost his notes again.
Hang on, there we go.
Always factually correct, aren't you? Should we play some music in the middle?
2 starts and 2 substitute appearances.
There we go.
There we go.
Really? So since September. So for once and only once, I'm going to claim I told you so.
And that was I Told You So of the week.
No, but fucking honestly.
And now I believe it's time for our weekly African Chronicles.
No, I'll finish on a good story. One really quick one that's been developing quite a bit. That
You've got a lot of paper there. You look very confused.
African Cup of Nations was taking place. If you remember last week, I said it's likely to take place in Morocco. Morocco have since pulled out of holding the African Cup of
I
Nations.
heard Egypt was.
Well, Egypt initially said they didn't want to take the votes of the sort of committee or whatever. Basically, they didn't want to challenge another North African country.
Yes. Now
Moro-
Morocco are gone.
Well, yeah, but Morocco really haven't given a reason other than the fact that they just didn't want to host the tournament. So now Egypt are willing to step in. But we are running out of time, to be honest, to get.
So I think South Africa are going to post their bid tomorrow. So
Yeah,
through the government stuff.
Yeah, it's
It's due to start in 4.5 weeks.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's
yeah,
not.
but still.
No, it's not. It's in the summer next year.
Is
They
it?
moved it to the summer.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, he'll be held in June and July as opposed to the traditional
Yes.
January February slot.
Oh,
yeah.
it used to be one of my favourite things.
And it's
January
gone up-
ITV4. It was.
Well, it's gone up
but
to
then
24 teams as well.
Yeah.
So,
Oh
Well,
well.
the thing is, it's better in the summer. Obviously, it might not be because of weather, but
Well,
you get more. You probably get more viewership then than you would during
The
January
biggest
February because
problem-
you've got all the leagues going
the
on.
biggest problem is I told my other half we could go on holiday at any point in the 6 weeks of the summer because there was no World Cup.
Yeah,
Well, I'm gonna have
but
to
you've got the
read-
Nations League final now.
God.
Nations League final Sky Sports. I don't care about that. Hopefully it'll be on ITV4 and I can catch it on Freeview or whichever part
It'll be
of
on
the English coast.
Eurosport, mate. Eurosport.
I've got another story about corruption in the Central African Republic, and basically,
Yeah, I don't think we should go there.
no, but it's not going well. But I have got a really real feel good story just to finish on.
You said that a minute ago.
No, I have. No, this is it. That wasn't the feel good one. This one. No, this is a story of a player called Awer Mabil. I do apologise if I get that wrong.
Say that again.
Awer Mabil. Okay. He's a.
That is appalling.
Hang
Everyone's saying
on.
it.
No, he recently made his debut for Australia, but the feel good part of the story is that. Wait, have you got that?
No.
Okay, so he made his debut for Australia in a 4-0 win against Kuwait, but he was actually a Kenyan refugee. Now, without going into politics, civil wars around that region.
Oh, is this the one that you teased us with
I
last
teased
week?
you with last week,
I
but
thought he teased
basically
last 2 weeks.
he was. So he pretty much, without going into too much detail, grew up in particularly where he lived was very rife with all sorts of things that shouldn't be going on really.
Lots of civil wars.
Yeah, basically, yeah. He was pretty much starved. Managed to get on a program where he was in a refugee and got sent to Australia.
Yeah.
Made basically hung around the football club until eventually, doing odd jobs, bit of sweeping, all of this sort of stuff. Eventually managed to get a bit of a trial and all of this, and then gone through the ranks of an Australian football team. And is now playing for the national team. So.
And it's a good story in terms of hard work and perseverance.
Yeah, and especially out of a place of adversity. So yeah, it's nice feel good sort of
Don't
thing.
sit at home and complain you can't achieve your dreams because if you put your mind to it, hopefully in this world you can.
Well,
Exactly.
it's like that kid in Man United. He played the UEFA Youth League, under 18s like sort of football, and he's 14 years old. Just come
I mean,
on,
if you get a chance, it is on the BBC website. If you read, we haven't got enough time to go through it. You read the full story of what he lived off of. The UN sort of food rationing that was meant to come to them, and it didn't. And all that. It's a horrendous upbringing, for the want of a better phrase. But yeah,
But it's nice to read when you know it's got a happy ending.
Exactly. So
But it does show how many people who struggle otherwise. But again, it's too.
yeah,
good.
but how football can be a way out for those people.
we hope he has a good career.
Have you got any more stories, Craig, or should I finish with my nice one? Because I've only got one.
I was going to talk about TV again, but
no, let's save that one.
There's no point. It was BT Sports. Well, actually, it was 11 Sports, really.
Well, I'll do a teaser like Charlie before I do this final one, just to say that I have got a lovely story for the Christmas special next week.
Oh, go on. Right, okay,
so
yes.
That one will be coming up. But I wanted to finish on a feel-good story. I tend to be the one that does this because you guys tend to find more ranting stories, although you have surprised me.
To be fair, I haven't ranted at all.
You haven't, which makes a change to me. But I wanted to talk a little bit on a similar topic to you did last week. You mentioned Zimbabwe's first amputee footballer who played in a professional game, international football. So I wanted to announce the first ever European Amputee Football Federation Champions League tournament, which will be taking place next summer. Which I thought was a really great thing. Yeah. We held in Tbilisi, the Georgian capital.
Yes.
Where was that again?
No, I'm not going to say it again. Tbilisi. It's not the important bit. Let's focus on the positives, not my pronunciation. So it will be hosted over 2 days in May 2019 at the end of the month. The tournament will include the 6 league winners from Georgia, the Republic of Ireland, Russia, Poland, England and Turkey.
Oh, okay. So there's quite a big league.
So there's been leagues going in. One of them's England and one of them's Ireland.
Oh, so it's the Champions League style?
Yeah, so Champions League style. It's going to be a little mini tournament because obviously there aren't as many leagues across Europe that are going. But the 6 that are there, so the teams that will be represented are AFC Tbilisi, the capital in Georgia, obviously, which I have pronounced it again there just for you. Cork City from the Republic of Ireland.
Nice.
Dinamo Altai, I think that is, from Russia. Gloria Varsovia, which is from Poland. Everton from England.
Oh, okay,
and Osmanlispor from Turkey.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think they are teasing.
Are they going to put it on TV?
They're teasing the idea with doing live streams via like Twitter or Facebook or something.
Oh, okay, yes.
To do it for free so as many people as possible can watch. But keep your eyes on the space. I will update it next summer, and it looks like a really great idea. So well done to them. There have been other things such as World Cups and things like this, but it's the first ever sort of domestic club competition. It's not international teams
I think
playing any organised continental competition. So brilliant stuff.
Yeah, the football sort of world can focus a lot on the elitism, but actually just how inclusive football can be if you can be bothered to
as we said before, football is for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. And there are so many people at the bottom of the food chain who are doing so much hard work to make football inclusive for everyone. So let's not focus on the idiots at the top.
Okay, it is question of the day time. Now, if you haven't listened to this before, what we do is we choose one game and we basically try and, in taking turns in a sudden death format, meaning sudden death format, and if you watched last week's episode, you know why that's such an important part of the rules.
Because only one of us listens to the rules.
To be honest,
where you name any player that started the game or came off of the bench to take part in that game.
Now you have to name the first name and the surname.
Correct. Because
what's wrong with
as we discussed last week, you could just say Smith, and particularly if we choose a more obscure non-league
Smith's
game.
easier for Smith.
Anyway, you won't have that problem today, hopefully.
That's like him picking a Chelsea game from last season and you saying Torgan Hazard and moaning that it's wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, if you say Hazard.
It's not the case. So what game have we got this week?
So this week, I thought we'd keep it a bit more current, and also for people who are listening, we're going to go for last season's Championship playoff final.
I said this.
I was just wondering, did it go to a penalty shootout with sudden death?
No, it didn't. No.
But I know how it ended.
So just to clarify again, it's sudden death, taking it in turns, obviously until one of you gets right, the other one gets
Can I make a point here?
Yes.
Craig has access in his household to Sky Sports.
He does.
Parental funded. And I feel that's an unfair advantage.
Well, sorry, but you... You have a phone, you have Twitter.
He texted me saying he thought the game was going to be West Ham versus Liverpool FA Cup Final 2006. Which obviously it isn't. So I'm allowing.
As soon as he said Championship, I knew he was going to.
And Charlie probably texted you back. Thanks for the idea.
I did actually say that. I'll save that for you. So the idea, you can name any of the starting 11 anyone to come on. If we're still at deadlock, which I'll be amazed, especially given last week.
If I get past 3, I'll be delighted.
So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
So who went first last week?
I did. So he should.
I'll go first.
Right.
So let's start.
You can name anyone from either team.
Either team. Yeah, exactly.
Either team.
I'm going to start with Ryan Sessegnon for Fulham.
Ryan Sessegnon played. That is correct. You're off the mark.
Woo!
I'm going to start with the Fulham captain, Tom Kearney.
Tom Kearney
The
also
goal scorer.
played. Yes.
Can I just point out Charlie's dangerously trying to do this by memory again?
Despite
I've got this phone.
I've got it. Don't worry.
I'm going to start with. Carry on with John Terry of Aston Villa.
He was captain and he did start the game.
Yes.
Can I go for his centre half partner, James Chester?
He did play, yes, he started the game, yes. Yeah, I'm getting a bit more. I'm extending the dramatic pause now as we're getting closer to uncharted
Which very much
territory.
annoyed me last week.
Alexander Mitrovic of Fulham.
He started the game. Yes, Craig, you are correct. Yes.
I believe the Fulham goalkeeper.
Goal car?
Well,
I see it's fucked up.
No.
Marcus Bettinelli.
That is correct. Yes. Yeah, he did.
I'm out at this point.
The Aston Villa goalkeeper was Sam Johnston.
Oh, it was.
That is correct. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, Jack Grealish.
He did start the game. Yes.
Thank fuck for
We're
that.
still on the start 11. This is good.
Robert Snodgrass.
He did start. Yes. He started right midfield.
Oh, so sure that was wrong. I'm going to take a bit of a gamble.
Oh, here we go.
Centre half of Fulham, Tim Ream.
He did start the game. Yes, Tim Ream. Craig, over to you.
I think I might have another one now. I've got two. No pressure.
I think Alan Hutton.
He started left back, Craig. Yes. Yeah, you plucked one out the bag there.
I'm gonna. It's a slight risk because there's a small chance I think he
I
was
can't remember
suspended.
any Fulham players.
I'm gonna go for Millie Jedinak.
He started the game in centre midfield. Over to you, Craig.
Oh, no. I'm going to take a risk here. I'm going to say Lewis Graben.
He started the game up front.
No! And that ruled out the one I was going to go for.
Did it?
Yeah, I was going to go for Scott Hogan, but he obviously wouldn't have.
Ooh.
I don't know whether he'd come off the bench, but I'm not going to take that gamble.
I'm lost now.
I'm going to take a huge gamble. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, but I'm run out of ideas here. So I am going to go for Kevin McDonald.
Oh, he would have started, surely.
He started the game, yes.
Do you know what? Can I just say something? I was fairly confident because that wasn't the name I was going to go for, and he popped into my head as I was saying I don't know if this
Kevin
one played.
McDonald did play, yes.
So my next one's going to be wrong if Craig doesn't get this.
I think I'm going to get this wrong. I'm going to go for Dennis Adoy.
Oh, I was going to go for him. You bastard.
He was playing because he got sent off, if you remember.
Did he?
He got
He
2
did?
yellow cards, yeah. Dennis
Remember
Adoy.
the game? Oh!
And he played at right back, which is the person I was going to go for next.
No, I can't remember any other players.
But does that mean he came on?
He didn't play right back.
He didn't. In that case, I'm going to go for it.
He
I don't know
plays
if he went there in the summer. Oh, I've got a name, but I'm so sure it's wrong. I don't think I can go for
Oh,
it.
okay, I got one.
Oh, you are such a prick.
I don't know if he's in the squad though.
Oh, well, that's not very helpful, is it?
No.
Oh, who was there last season? Right, I've got two names. I'm going for
Just
the one.
name one man.
I'm going for the one I think is most likely. I don't want to do it.
Oh, come on.
Albert Adoma.
Oh, he would have played. He would have played.
Please.
He would have played.
I can't take the pause.
He would have played. He definitely played.
Albert Adoma did play, yes. Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to take a risk now. I'm going to go for Glenn Whelan.
Whelan wasn't there, was he?
I'm pretty sure he was.
He was in the squad for that day, but he didn't play. He did not come off the bench.
Oh, it leaves
Come
me-
on, Steve.
Dan, you've essentially got an
chance
open
to
goal. But the
I haven't got an open goal
The
because
ball
my
is
man-
bobbling. You need to get your knee over it. Or are you going to put it in the back of the net?
No.
Oh,
I can't think of any more
I've got
players.
so many names going in my head. I've got Scott Hogan because I think he might have been a sub because they were chasing the game. But I think I've got to go for who I think was at right back for Fulham, which is Cyrus Christie.
Oh, you dickhead. He was. You dickhead.
You're very lucky because he started on the bench.
But he came on for when the Doy got sent off.
He came on after 83 minutes for Ryan Fredericks, who was starting at right back.
Oh, I've snowed it. He's at West Ham now, isn't he?
He is, yeah. So you have, in a way of it almost bobbling off your shin and rolling in the bottom corner, you've somehow managed to win that
But
round.
most importantly, I've managed to grasp the rules correctly because Glenn Wheeler was an unused sub, which doesn't count, Craig. 2-1, happy days. Hashtag where's the fair?
Hashtag where's the fair again? Because you can just name the squad. You name the fucking squad.
Well, no, because you do the ones who play first, and then the
We can all do the sub keepers, can't we?
in a real quick,
Alright, name the sub-keeper then.
in a
No
real
idea.
quick irony, in a real quick irony of ironies. If you remember last
Bollocks.
week's question, do you know who the sub goalkeeper was for Fulham?
David Button.
David Button, no less, who also featured on the bench as an unused
There you go.
goalkeeper.
I did
in
name the sub keeper.
last week's episode as well. So
Oh.
that's it then. 2-1 to Dan at the minute. However,
I'm loving the new format.
it is a
Controversial,
format.
though. Very
Well,
controversial.
I've got to be honest. I didn't expect to get anywhere near that many players without like messing up in between. So
Well,
you
yeah, but
did
that's
very well.
because you've been on this side of the fence before and you don't have much knowledge.
yeah, that's what I mean. No, true. Yeah, no. We'll go back a few years on the next question.
Well, I don't know how many years you want to do that for Cody, but...
So, just to put you out of your misery, obviously you
Misery?
named misery.
I'm not
Yeah,
worried
Cody,
about it.
you're fucking misery,
mate.
mate.
We will go through the whole squad. I'll start with
Most
Fulham.
of them.
So you got, I was going to say, he did a very good job actually. So in goal, Martus Bettinelli, as you just said. Ryan Fredericks Dennis O'Day.
Dennis
Adoy.
Adoy. Tim Ream, Matt Target.
Oh, never got in. Never
Kevin McDonald, Stefan Johansson.
Oh, that was an easy one.
Tom Kearney, Abu Dakar Kamara.
I told you Kamara played.
Ryan Sessegnon, Mitrovic. Off the bench for Fulham that day, Cyrus Christie, Thomas Callas.
Oh, Tom Callas.
Oh, the Chelsea
And Northern Irish midfielder Oliver Norwood.
Can I just say, what a legend Cyrus Christie has become.
Yeah, exactly. If you didn't get that far,
he just won me the quiz.
If you didn't get on the pitch, but David Button, who also features an unused sub last week in the quiz that we did, Rui Fonte and Lucas Piazon.
Oh, Lucas Piazon, yeah.
Another Chelsea loanee.
Yeah.
Aston Villa, so you had Sam Johnson in goal, Ahmed El Mohammadi was at right back.
Oh my God!
James Chester, John Terry, Alan Hutton, Miller Jelinek, Jack Grealish, Conor Hurahan as well, didn't mention him. Robert Snodgrass, Albert Adoma, Lewis Graben. Off the bench for them was Josh Onoma.
Yeah, Tottenham loanee.
Scott Hogan, come off the bench.
Oh, so I would have had that one in the bag.
And Jonathan Khadija. Khadija.
Oh, Khadija. Yeah.
Yeah, and unused subs that day.
Was Glenn Whelan an unused sub boy?
Mark Bunn is obviously the unused goalkeeper.
I would have got the goalkeeper on.
James Bree, Glenn Whelan, and Birkir Behansen.
Very good pronunciation.
Yeah.
Across the ball from Charlie.
Then Steve.
But
Steve.
Yeah, so well done, lads. Good effort.
No, it wasn't well done. It was Steve's fault. So that's it's great. And that is it for today's episode of the Ramble. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And you can tweet us at HonestFootball3. And we'll see you next time.